Namaste. Welcome to a rocket-propelled episode of Pop Culture Unboxing. Today, I unveil my new self-help guide to a happier life, and a flat earther realizes that 32 feet per second applies whether the earth is flat or not. Also, Disney flexes its Fox merger by adding Ray Romano's biggest hit movie to its lineup. All this and more. Roll the intro, my main man, Matt.
Made me really profoundly uncomfortable.
I was thinking of other things to call you. I was gonna call you
Like what?
I was gonna call you my BDE, Matt, Big Dick Energy Matt.
I don't know how to feel about that one.
You do though. You pretend like you have big dick energy all the time, and I am swearing.
Pretend?
I am swearing. Ah, crap.
I don't know if it qualifies.
Dick's not a swear word to you?
I don't think so.
Let's ask the dictionary. Bring up the Webster Dictionary.
I see what you did there.
I'm really funny. How you been? How you doing?
I've been living. I started playing video games again.
Yeah. How's the stock market going?
Blood red.
All
my calls.
Coronavirus.
What? Yeah. All my calls are pretty long days.
It's really awkward that last time that we were here, Zach and you talked about how even though the coronavirus is out there, the stock market is fighting hard. And then we come back a week later, you're like, it's crashing, dude.
Yeah,
it's crashing.
blood red. It's okay. Recession's going to get canceled. The Mango Man is going to get up and say something about China, and it'll all be fine.
You know, Donald Trump said in a press conference that everyone in America that has the coronavirus are getting better. He's just
fake news.
They're getting healthy.
He said it's fake news.
Yeah, he said they're getting better.
We should be careful with politics on this show.
Yeah, that's fine. Well, we hired Zach. By the way, Zach's not here today.
Yeah, he's sick.
Probably
his coronavirus.
This is his second. I hope not.
He has the beer flu.
Ooh.
Some guy ate some bat soup and it was tainted, and now this all happened.
Is this the second episode that he's on, or third?
This was what?
This is the third episode he's been on, right?
Second? He's not on it, but
I mean that
we've had two episodes without him. Or with him.
With him? Yeah. His third episode he's not here. It's gonna show his workability.
Yeah, I don't know.
This conversation.
I don't know how this is gonna be reflected on his review.
Matt,
Ryan.
What?
Were we both about to segue into the start of the show?
I was about to say I'm doing good, Matt. And then were you gonna ask me how I was doing?
I was gonna ask you how the self-help thing is going.
It's going, Fran.
But how's your life going outside of that?
It's pretty good.
Yeah.
Life is pretty good. But I figured it out.
Yeah?
Are
we talking about the self-help thing now?
Yeah.
Okay.
I've come up with a brand new way to fix your life.
My life?
Well, my life.
Yeah, because I don't need
anyone's
help.
life. Anyone's life.
I'm pretty good where I'm at.
It's a self-help guide. It's Ryan's self-help guide. I'm gonna sell a book. I need to buy a robe so I can get a good picture of me in monk robe. Do my thing.
I've never seen a self-help book with someone with a monk robe on there. But
really?
No.
Oh, there's so many of them.
You're just going to end up looking like a Jedi.
Well,
I know that when you do that photo shoot, you'll absolutely have a lightsaber on your belt. Even if it's not in the image, you'll have it there.
You're ruining my show.
Okay, go on.
My segment. No, I'm kidding. But no, I'm going to, maybe it'll be a book with the sky and words that say well, okay, look, I created this new method.
Okay.
It's called
I like how your vision starts with how the cover of your best-selling book is. That really shows what the self-help thing is really about, but go on.
But I'm such a bad actor. I created this new thing called path mapping.
Path mapping.
Yeah. Matt,
okay.
Have you ever gotten super sad?
Once or twice.
Everyone gets sad.
There would be times where I was sad but not sad enough, and so what I would do is I would go onto 4chan and find a BA thread and read super sad stuff, and so I cried in my pillow just to get it all out.
Well, Matt, I have a thing for you.
Did that get a little too real for you?
Yeah, a little bit. I have the perfect thing for you.
Okay.
Matt, in life, everything that we do in life is all choices, right? Everything you do.
A surprisingly small amount, but okay.
Hey, that's not true. Did you ever think to go back from the day you were born and think, oh, man, what is all my life? How's my life led to this point? And do I regret all those things in the past? So what I recommend that you do, right, is whenever you're feeling real sad, when you're feeling down, all not so happies in the grumpy grumps, you should go back to the day you were born and try to remember your earliest memory when you had to make a decision. Something, that would have changed your life. Something, it could have been something even small, like what was I going to have for breakfast that day? And then look back. Do you regret those decisions? And then make a big line, basically a world map of your path, a path mapped out of all of your choices, and then try to figure out where the other choices, where if you would have taken the other fork in the road, the other road in the fork, or whatever they say, figure out where that one would have taken it, and just see if your life would have been better or worse, and do you regret any of your decisions? And I did it, and I have never felt better about my life.
Ryan.
What?
You're insanely neurotic. Oh my God. It's so depressing.
I don't know the meaning of that word.
Oh my God.
Can you give me a definition? You have to Google it?
Yeah, I can't think of a succinct enough definition.
What? I don't understand. What do you mean? What's wrong with my...
Why would I go back? Why would I go back and review all that stuff that I can't change?
Because I sometimes look back. I always think... there's always that thing I regret. Maybe it's, I regret...
It's like someone who experienced a lot of emotional distress.
Not asking that girl out. Or maybe that time that I got up in front of a class with a boner. Any of that kind of stuff.
Yeah, but it's in the past. Why worry about it?
It's in the past, yes. But you always wonder, if I chose a different path, where would it have led? Am I happy with the life I am now? And surprisingly, you feel pretty happy about the life.
But you're at where you're at now anyway. So why not just figure out how to deal with it in the now and figure out what decisions to make later?
But it helps you feel better about the choices you've made now, because you realize, those other choices were great, but they never led me to the great things I have now. It basically leads you to writing down all of the good things you've done in life and all the bad things that you've done. And it shows you really, we all do bad and we all do good, but most of the time our good outweighs our bad.
So here's what I'm picturing. I'm picturing that you and I are each in a car, like two separate cars, right?
Okay.
My car, it's very normal, perfectly set up. I have a windshield. What I did though was I ripped off the side mirrors and the rear view mirror.
Yes.
Because I'm not looking back. I'm going ahead.
Mm-hmm.
You, on the other hand, filled the entire windshield with rear view mirrors except for one little rear view mirror size strip that lets you see forward. That's the difference between you and I.
Well, yes.
You're too focused on what's behind you.
If I look back on what's behind me, it helps me appreciate where I am.
I'm not trying to appreciate where I am. I'm trying to grow beyond where I'm at.
But that's the thing. To grow, you've got to understand where you are in life and appreciate what you have. It helps you grow.
Yeah, but what does that have to do with looking back?
When you look
now,
you look back at the decisions. Will you please just help me sell this dang book?
No, I'm not. That's how you get people to fall into suicidal, manic, depressive states.
Doesn't matter. It's money. It's free money.
Yeah,
man.
I sometimes think back to that one time I threw up in the church hall and just stood there with no idea what to do, while someone else ran and grabbed towels and stuff like that. But I don't let that affect my life.
I'm never gonna. Dude. Come on. If you sell this book, it's a get rich quick scheme. Also, you were really falling for this exactly the way that I expected you would go. This joke is a lot worse.
You just called it a joke.
Yeah, because this joke sounded a lot better in my head and on paper. But the moment I started talking about it, I was like, this is not funny. And then you even reacted the way that I expected you to. I was like, yeah, it's not as funny either.
I don't understand what I'm playing into here.
I wasted 5 minutes of our show.
I don't understand what's happening.
8 minutes of the show.
I don't understand what's happening, Ryan.
I'm trying to sell a book to make money because we're poor.
Am I that predictable?
Yes.
I need to fix that.
You are pretty predictable. Again, we've already had the discussion.
Yeah, we have. I need to. There's a lot about my life I need to fix, but I'm not going to look back.
I'm going to make you feel better.
Ahead.
I am going to bring up what we were talking about a couple episodes ago, and what we were just talking about in our side thing. Matt, Ryan? You are getting better at texting. You don't make you don't make me as angry.
I feel like I'm about to get walked into a corner here.
You don't make me as mad anymore.
Not as mad?
Not as mad. I still get mad.
You want to say what you got mad about?
Sometimes it's like I roll my eyes.
Okay, but you got mad about me not responding. But then I responded to you earlier today, and because you got mad about
you
me responding.
with emojis. You know what that tells me? You don't respect me enough to just write out words. You're like, this video game I'm playing is more important than my friend. I'm going to go ahead and just put him two thumbs up.
What more could I have said there?
You could have said cool, man, I can't wait to see you. Or awesome, my best friend. I'm happy. I'm really excited.
Yeah, but I don't text like that.
So what?
I don't converse through texts.
Well, you need to.
Why?
Because that's how this world is going.
I know more than one relationship that's been torn apart by people who only communicate through texts.
That's very accurate. That's why me and my girlfriend don't text very often.
Yeah.
Because we never run.
Okay, you agree with me then.
I don't agree with you because we're friends. We're allowed to text each other 24/7.
Yeah, but I don't like to.
Why?
Why do I have to respect your likes, but you don't have to respect mine?
Because I'm the more important one here. It's my feelings, not yours.
I'm sorry, which one of us is constantly worrying about getting kicked off the show?
Because I'm trying to better myself, and I'm trying to get you to admit that I'm not as good as I should be, or you want me to be, and you're trying to get rid of me, so it pushes me to be better, and it pushes me to come up with stupid self-help books to try to make a funny joke that no one's going to laugh at.
I can't wait to hear the self-help book you come, because here's the problem, is now you're going to start coming up with them every week.
No,
yes.
I can't, because I'm not that smart.
Oh. Wow, okay.
Can we just talk about the next
Yeah, let's move on. This is getting too real for me.
Hey, do you want to talk about this one? Since I always take over the show.
Sure.
Go ahead. You want to talk? What?
Ryan.
Yes.
Believe it or not.
This is first. Can I just say
what?
something?
Yeah, go ahead.
We need to really stop starting our segments with, "Hey Matt, hey Ryan." We already said "hey" in the beginning.
All right.
We already said it. Okay.
All right. Yo, buddy.
What's up, Matt? What can I do for you today?
Well, so you've heard of Disney Plus, right?
Uh-huh.
Believe it or not, they're not actually just keeping the same lineup of shows they had when they released it. Like, they're adding stuff to it.
That's a surprise.
Yeah, right?
They had Star Wars, more Star Wars.
Yeah.
Because that's
new episode of Clone Wars. It was really good.
I didn't watch it yet.
It's really good.
That's weird that you saw Star Wars before I did, but
I really like the Clone Wars.
Uh-huh.
I watched the whole thing way back in the day.
I also don't have a life. I also don't have a life.
Yeah, same.
Go ahead.
They're adding stuff.
What are they adding?
A lot of stuff. But we're only going to talk about a couple of them because a lot of them are shows that are probably for
kids.
Well,
it's just new episodes of shows, right?
Yeah.
Like a bunch of it.
Like, obviously, all the new Clone Wars every Friday, I think. But they got some movies coming.
Mm-hmm.
March 1st. Dr. Dolittle. The good one.
Wow.
With
the
Eddie
good
Murphy.
One? Yeah. There's no dragons. There's no performing an enema on a dragon to pull bagpipes out of it. I
refuse to believe that.
I need to watch the movie because I want to see it.
I'll wait till it's out to pirate. Yeah. But also on March 1st, Ryan,
what?
The Hit, Ray Romano, Dennis Leary, and the other guy whose name I always forget. The 2002 hit film Ice Age.
Ice Age?
Ice Age. About a mammoth, a tiger or something, and
a lot of plastic people.
And very, very plastic people and a baby, and there's a UFO at one point. Yeah,
you know
it's getting added to Disney Plus.
It's really, as you said before, it is really weird timing the fact that meme about the baby from Ice Age just started getting popular as Ice Age gets added. Man,
you know what? This Disney, Ice Age Baby, I just realized it's the Ice Age Baby meme is a follow-up to the Stuart Little one.
What was the Stuart Little one?
The same thing about how he's terrible and everyone wants to kill him.
Oh.
Yeah.
I don't understand. I wish I could understand where that meme's coming from. I wish I could.
Don't try to, dude. You'll hurt yourself.
Yeah.
Remember like how Big Chungus started just overnight? It was literally overnight. I remember lurking dank memes pretty hard one day, and the next day Big Chungus was just all over the place. It was unreal. But yeah, I'm excited about this. I haven't watched Ice Age in forever, and we were talking about this before the show, but me and my family like to quote it a lot.
Mm-hmm.
Specifically, two things. Do you remember early in the movie when something happens and someone says something and then the cat dude leans over?
Wow, that was a very descriptive way for me to remember. Someone does something and the other person does something.
The cat dude leans over to the sloth man and says, "You were thinking it." And then the sloth goes over to someone else and says, "I don't like this cat. He reads minds." We quote that to each other a lot. And then also the dodos.
Oh, man, I remember the dodo.
Melon.
The last melon.
We quote that a lot.
I don't get your family sometimes.
Yeah.
Although I do love your family.
We're a weird breed.
They're so much better than mine in every little way. Yeah. Also, you guys have a weird dynamic of just loving each other. Or my family, we barely speak to each other. It's weird.
It's definitely I don't want to get into this.
Yeah.
But it is weird having that like most
loving,
people I know,
loving family.
Most people I know have like estranged members of their family, and like
throughout
my immediate and extended family, there's none of that.
Yeah. What else is on that list?
So then March 4th, Black Panther, which I don't know why it's just now coming there. I wonder if it's a thing with Netflix.
But did you ever notice that Disney Plus has movies on there, and like you click on them and they'll say this is coming soon?
No,
like,
I didn't.
There are movies. My girlfriend mentioned it a lot. She's like, "There's all these movies that stay like."
Which one are they? Like Marvel ones?
No, it's just It's just a bunch of random movies. You click on them and it says this is coming out November next year. It's like, why is it on the list then?
But like it's a movie that's already out.
Yeah.
I wonder. I think a lot of that probably has to do with licensing with like other streaming services.
Yeah,
because like Netflix had a bunch of Disney stuff on it for a while.
That's true.
So there's probably some sort of exclusivity thing. But then March 5th is Bedtime Stories.
I don't know what this is.
It is an Adam Sandler film, and it's actually really good. About I think he's watching his niece and nephew. I think they are because their mom is going out of town.
Oh my god, I remember this.
And so he tells them bedtime stories, but then the bedtime stories start becoming real.
Oh, man. I remember seeing trailers for this.
Yeah, it's a really good
That's
movie.
Weird. Oh, man.
I recommend watching it when it comes out on March 5th. And then March 15th, G-Force.
I didn't know what this was. And then you told me.
It's about
the only reason I know
guinea
about
pig
this,
spies.
Yeah, the only reason I know what this actually is because I've heard the jokes before about there being a really, really racist fly.
Yeah.
Is that true?
Well, he's not racist.
What I don't
The
understand.
depiction of him is.
Oh, the depiction is okay.
A little bit. But then there's a ton of other stuff. Most of it's other like are just TV shows that I think other people might care about. Diary of a Future President, Marvel's Hero Project, Disney's Fairy Tale Weddings, Disney Family Sundays. Like, yeah, a bunch of other.
It's just like the Disney typical shows. Disney filler shows.
Basically, the stuff that's cheap to
Disney
produce.
Plus. Yeah.
But yeah, so Disney Plus is getting more content and probably will get even more.
Yeah, that's
as the service grows.
Interesting lineup. I just like the fact that like the first Fox movie they get to pick is Ice Age.
If you had put a gun to my head, like at any point in the last 18 years, and asked me who made Ice Age, I would have told you DreamWorks.
Yeah, I would
completely forgot it was Fox. Well, it wasn't even Fox. It was 20th Century Studios.
Would DreamWorks help? I feel like I saw the DreamWorks logo, so they would have.
I don't know. I guarantee. I think I know what happened. I think it probably did for both of us. Is we're getting it mixed up with Shrek.
That's very possible
because they came out right around the same time.
Oh man, Shrek.
I guarantee you that's what's happening.
I can't wait for the remake.
Shrek is Mandela affecting us.
Man, Shrek.
All right, let's move on from this.
Okay, so
Ryan.
this is a. Have you played Red Dead Redemption?
No,
you haven't played the second one.
Nope.
It's a real fun game. Really intense story.
Just recently it went offline on every service except for Google Stadia.
Yeah. It took me probably like 2 weeks to beat, but right now this happens in a single player match. There's just this random NPC that just goes up and kills people, like
a serial killer.
Yeah. So in the GIF, like the one dude is he's getting ready to like walk up to this dude and get into a fight with him, and in the background you see this one NPC that's normally sitting there just fine dandy, and it walks up and it like gets up and runs at the guy in front of him and just starts killing him. Like,
God. I'm watching it right now. Yeah, he strangles him.
He strangles him, but apparently that's another NPC that it kills. But it was like a funny little filler piece that I thought.
There's some pretty wild things like that have come out of this game. What was the other one with the horses? The piles of horse carcasses.
Oh yeah, the piles. So from my understanding, I guess like a pile of horse carcasses. Jeez, man, I'm stupid.
You haven't been able to talk all day.
No, I'm an idiot.
I don't think it's that. I think you're just tongue tied. You got to do more warm ups.
I don't know what that means, but anyway, all these carcasses
just piles
carcasses just start piling up everywhere.
Weren't they rising up out of the ground
yeah
too?
Like you just see like the rise and then it's like a pile and you're like, where did all these horses come from?
I read what was causing that, but I forget what it was.
I thought it was some kind of glitch with all the old dead horse models.
Was that it?
Of all the horses you kill, and like they just all like spawn in the same place. Because I saw one where it's like you summon your horse and your horse walks up, and next thing you know, you see it like get lifted, and below is just all these horse carcasses.
A flesh golem of all the horses you've abandoned.
It's funny because like you see the horse staying there, and on the top of the hill, it just starts rising, and all these corpses are below it. But.
Oh my god,
this game's really fun. I think you should. I highly recommend that you sit down and play.
I don't have time because like if I'm gonna sit down and play any of these like single player big huge games, I'm gonna finish Witcher 3.
You still haven't finished Witcher 3?
No, I only put 6 hours into
Oh
it.
man,
That's my problem. Is anytime I sit down, I either feel like playing Destiny, Space Engineers, or Rainbow Six Siege. Mm-hmm. And it's usually one of those three things, or a little bit of Papers, Please. I'll play some of that once in a while.
Papers, Please. Mm-hmm. I don't know what that is.
It's a game where you're a border check person at a Russian country, and you have to check people's paperwork and make sure they're allowed in or not. And then they add rules every day that you got to keep, and you got to follow all the rules. They add up.
Is that a VR game?
No,
that sounds like it would be a really fun VR game.
Probably. I don't. It's you got to see it. It wouldn't translate very well. I don't think. It's very simple, like 2D graphics.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, like this game probably could run on a Game Boy.
Oh wow,
Yeah.
Really?
Like, it's not a very big game.
Well, that's
We are
much,
running through this episode,
that's
Ryan.
pretty much all I wanted to say about that.
Yeah, just an interesting little
Just a
tidbit.
little,
Watch out for him if you're playing.
I thought it was funny. But finally, we get to talk about the two stories that I have been so excited to talk
I
about
figured
since
because
they
you
got
put them on
announced.
the end that you wanted to talk about these very.
First of all, Matt, we lost an American hero. And
that
for
what you
some
wanna call
reason,
him?
nobody else agrees with me that this dude is an American hero. He went out like a boss. Let's just say, I'm going to say that real quick. He was a boss because
In this, Ryan, I don't want to make the joke.
go ahead, make it.
Ryan, I don't want to make this joke.
Do it.
It's in very poor taste.
So what? Make the joke. Everything is funny. Everything is funny if you just don't take life seriously. Now, don't take it
All right,
seriously.
roll
Go-
it back. Tell it. What was your intro for it? I gotta.
We lost an American hero.
In the same way that we lost American heroes in Challenger.
Yeah, actually, very accurate. That's a good
I
one.
don't feel good about that joke, Ryan.
It's been 21 years. You're good.
No.
Has
All
it?
right.
When did the Challenger wreck? Look it up while I talk about
Challenger? That was what, late 90s?
this. Oh, maybe it wasn't 21 years. Is it 21 years things become funny?
I don't know.
9/11. One more year, baby. Wait.
I don't know about that. 1986 was the Challenger.
Oh, that's funny.
It's been a long time. I don't know if it is.
It's allowed to be funny. Who cares?
I don't think it is.
Anyway, Mad Mike Hughes, very well known for he came out to be a flat earther. He said
Yep.
nobody else wants to prove the earth is flat. I'll do it myself. So he started building rockets in his backyard to launch up into space so that basically he could take pictures and say, look, Earth's flat, guys, called it. And, but the reason this dude is an American hero, in my opinion, is he conned so many people that
But now there's a bunch of
sometimes
people
I
who
deserve
legitimately
to
believe
be
it.
cool. Yeah. And, it's so good. Basically,
Well, to
what
be
I'm
fair, we should have seen this coming because there's no way someone becomes a rocket engineer and doesn't know the Earth is round.
he was a rocket man.
Yeah.
That's great. But 3 days ago, Mad Mike Hughes, as I just said, what he was known for, was unfortunately killed in a crash of his homemade rocket. What had
Who'da
happened
thought?
was the rocket. Yeah, who would have thought a guy created a rocket in his backyard would die? Surprisingly, it wasn't from an explosion though. It was
Wow.
from an impact.
So he knows better than
impact
NASA.
between him and the ground.
If we're gonna keep going back to the Challenger ones, he knows better than NASA apparently.
Yep,
he
he
didn't
does.
put faulty O-rings in there.
Oh, sorry.
Why did you laugh?
That was really funny. Like I said, everything's funny unless you take it seriously. If you don't
I
take
guess
it
that's
seriously,
true.
everything's funny. Anyway, he
He properly weighed the paint.
so
too.
what had happened was like it's crazy because in the video you can see him like he's he's facing up, he's ready to go, he fires off, and immediately, not even like 2 feet off the ground, you see his parachute that was attached to the back of it just fly off, and you just hear people in the background be like, oh no.
Why was his parachute attached to the outside? Aren't they usually like inside in a compartment? Like
Yeah,
it opens up.
Why
when it's
didn't
time
he
to
have a
use them?
second parachute
Also,
on his back?
If it was like, even if it had stayed attached, clearly it wasn't well attached enough that when it tried to slow down this big piece of metal, it probably would have failed.
It's really fun. Like, I was talking to a guy at work today about it. I'm not gonna say his name because I don't know if he wants like acknowledged. But he said, he's like, I don't understand. Even I would have just had like something tied around me and just threw it myself in the air, like
Yeah.
other than just not have it, a parachute attached to me. It's so stupid. Like this is a guy, either he was just so confident Like he was just so confident. Like I don't need a second parachute.
Is it confidence?
Well, stupidity and confidence are pretty accurate. But why this is really fun. So he was 64 years old. He lived a pretty full life. He was known to be kind of like a daredevil guy. What's really funny is the day of his death or the day after, his publicist came out and he said, look, just to be clear, he was not a flat earther. It was all a scam. Because how he got his money to build this rocket.
Convenient.
How he got his money off of for the rocket was he went on the Kickstarter and said, flat earthers, support me, give me money, and I'll prove the earth is flat. And people were all throwing money at him.
Is he the same guy that ran the experiment where, because there's the typical experiment to prove that the earth has a curvature is you take a laser and you have two sheets of paper and the laser is 10 feet away from the first sheet and the second sheet's 10 feet away from the first sheet.
Yeah.
And then you put a hole in the same spot on both pieces of paper.
Yeah.
And then if you shine the laser through the first piece of paper, it won't go through the hole in the second one.
Yeah. So no, he's not, because that was actually a younger guy.
And then he had to go to a conference to talk about his findings.
Yeah, it was a younger guy. It wasn't him.
Okay.
At least I don't think it was him.
I don't think it was
because
either,
this guy didn't believe in
the guy who did it. I think did believe.
Yeah, the guy who did, he wanted, because that's what was so funny about that story is because he's like, yeah, I'm going to prove it just this way. And he didn't. So then he went and tried to say, he's like, the land wasn't flat.
Yeah,
You know?
he was scheduled at a conference to talk about it.
But it was clear that where he was a perfect flat land from 10 feet. It's a funny story. But this guy, yeah, he just wanted to trick people because he's like, I want to fly a rocket into space. I'm going to do it.
There's nothing easier than separating a fool from his money.
Yeah.
I have another line to commemorate him.
Okay.
You always remember, Ryan, the distance between bravery and stupidity is measured in success.
That's true. That's a very... Man, you have a lot of smart quotes really...
Thanks,
you're a smart man.
Rami Del Mar on Reddit in the Idiots in Cars subreddit.
Oh, I follow that subreddit too.
Yeah.
Subreddits are good.
Yeah.
But I just thought this is just so funny. Apparently his goal was to reach 5,000 feet.
Also, my next saved comment after that one is a full account of how the Russians reacted when they first found a Nazi concentration camp. Well, my Reddit history is a strange one.
Yeah, I can believe that. That's the actual comment?
What?
That was the actual comment?
No, the next comment that I have saved from 3 years ago.
What was the comment though?
It's a full history of like what happened when the Russians discovered the camp.
Okay. I misunderstood.
And
I
how
thought
they
you
reacted.
found that was the article and you said there was a comment underneath it.
No, this was...
So to go on with like what happens, like they called him, the sheriff's department was called at 1:52 p.m. on a Saturday to the private property off of Highway 247, and he was pronounced the man dead after the rocket crashed in the open desert during the rocket launch event. We don't know what happened, but we do now know what happened because in the video it's very clear. His parachute wasn't attached.
Yeah. The front fell off.
Yeah.
Was that typical?
What's really crazy is there was about 50 to 60 people on hand at the event, including the crew and a science channel, which is great.
A lot of people...
apparently he was supposed to have a TV show, and clearly that's not happening now.
Well, I mean, I'm sure they'll find a way to make it go through.
Yeah, but so he soared roughly 18,075 feet in the air, which, or 1,875 feet. The goal was 5,000 feet. I'm sorry. I like how this here says like he emerged from the I guess he had a pain in his back, and he said he was glad he had not chickened out. That was like his first attempt. That's what he said. But he's dead now.
Got to give him points for guts, right?
Yeah.
He doesn't have those anymore, though.
Yeah, he doesn't. They're all outside of his butt.
Yeah.
He apparently, so he holds a Guinness.
Wait, can I make a better joke about that?
Sure, go ahead.
His guts are a lot more evenly distributed throughout his body now.
It's true. It's very true. You know, this is a crazy fact that I'm reading about this article. Hughes had jumped. 65,000-pound tow car stretch limo, 103 feet at a speedway in 2002.
What a legend.
Yeah.
Hey, that's the same year that Ice Age came out.
Hey, that was a good year.
It's all tying together.
Yeah.
Ryan, you want to hear a headline I just read?
Sure, go ahead.
Steven Spielberg won't be directing Indiana Jones 5.
What?
Nope.
That's
He's
sad.
he's officially handed it off to James Mangold,
James Mangold. What did he direct?
Ford v Ferrari.
Ooh.
So-
Ooh.
I don't know.
That could be good.
Might be, yeah.
I don't know.
Maybe it won't be such a ham-fisted cash grab now.
I feel like Indiana Jones can't be saved, but that's,
No, he's
that's
too.
my-
Dude, Harrison Ford is too old and crotchety at this point.
Yeah.
All
He
of his
smokes
fun-
pot all the time.
All of his fun has drained away. I
Well,
don't know
he's-
where it went. Probably with his stroke.
because he's always stoned. He's never in any other mood but chill. He just does not give a.
There was that one time
crap.
where he told Finn, "That's not how the Force works."
Yeah, but that's not. But
Yeah.
even that was real crotchety.
I think
and mean.
I think it stroked away all his fun.
It was the day he broke that guy's. He broke his leg on Star Wars, and then he threw that
Listen,
guy's Millennium
dude,
Falcon.
you're
like
making me
that.
feel like a piece of crap for making these stroke jokes because you're not reacting to them at all, and it's making me feel really bad.
Why? I've seen people have strokes. It's not that big of a deal.
Yikes, dude! This is an edgy episode. I'm not making any more edgy jokes. I'm starting to feel worse and worse about the jokes I'm making.
All right, you want to move on?
I do.
You ready?
I don't know if I'm ready to move on. to
This
what
is
we're-
the second thing I've wanted to talk about.
I know, and
You know what's fun? And just for you, I did the research
I appreciate
for
that.
not pleasure reasons. I just wanted to know what was
Okay,
going on.
yeah.
I didn't. I really didn't. I
All
did
right,
not.
Ryan, just get it over with.
So Vice reported recently that there is this 3D anime hentai cam girl who is like taking over a website called Chatterbait. And apparently the human models are very worried about it because they're losing people, which is it's really funny because there was a meme I saw on Animemes that showed like the numbers of, like it shows the announcement like new 3D hentai girl is a live chat. It's a real girl, you know, and instantly it's like the time of women is over.
Here's the thing, though. It's the world's oldest profession. They'll figure something out. Like, if it's been around this long, it'll be around a lot longer.
I like how like the first article in here is like a 3D anime woman with a black strap across her body is giving a lecture on YouTube about whether hentai is art or porn.
What? Is it the same one?
Yeah. This is that. Well, here's what I'm trying to say is like the research. It is literally. So what I saw, like I saw different clips. Ones that are like 4 hours long. I only looked at one that was like an excessive amount. It was like an hour and 30 minutes. And literally, I feel ashamed that I did this because there's a lot of points where I'm just like, this is the dumbest thing I've ever done for a show. And a lot of people are going to hear this. And I know I'm never going to live it down. Someone's going to, if we ever get popular, someone's going to hear this and they're going to make me like a,
It's okay.
Weeaboo,
Because
dude.
now they have a bunch of sound clips of me making Challenger and stroke jokes to pull from.
yeah, those jokes are going to haunt you. they're going to come
For
back
legal
to bite
reasons,
you.
those are jokes.
Yeah. Anyway, it really is like it's literally just a girl, like a 3D modeled anime girl, for like 5 minutes making like aroused noises, like
Ugh.
she's doing the things, and then an hour of her just talking to you. So it feels really sad because you're just like there are people that are continuously paying her money to hear this girl just talk to them. It feels so sad.
So you see the way I'm reacting right now, where I'm like, I'm legitimately cringing.
Yeah.
You know, the last time I did this was when I watched the movie Her with Joaquin
Oh.
Phoenix.
Oh,
yeah,
yeah.
it's that it's real creepy.
It's
And
weird. That
this
movie
is giving
hit
me the
me-
same vibe.
That movie hit me harder because I had just finished my smart home. Like everything in my house was set up to be smart devices, and having the fact that every day I come home from work and the first person I talk to, and even the first person I wake up and talk to, is my Alexa. So I was like, oh, I was like, I'm a loser.
For me, it just felt so voyeuristic. It was like looking too closely at someone's life. I'm like,
Yeah.
it makes
It's
me too
weird,
uncomfortable.
man. It's weird, but that's where this is like. it's weird because for me, this actually does feel kind of artsy because that's what it is. Like it is just a girl just talking to you, but she's like making an art piece out of it. It's just also filled with like 15 minutes of
Smut.
of a girl, of an animated character doing pornographic things to herself, adult graphic things to herself, but also because it's just, what are you doing? What are you doing with your finger?
Tracing this outline.
Oh. What's weird is it's
Stickers.
like broken motion capture at the time. Like she literally will be like doing, like I'm assuming she's using Xbox Connect to like motion capture herself because it's bad. 'Cause,
Probably.
like her arms are weird. Like her arms will sometimes do weird things. At one point, I saw her head do a whole 360. I was just like, oh, whoa.
Sounds like it might not actually be a motion track. It might be more like a VR motion tracker.
Well, that's what it really probably is. But it's interesting. It is actually really interesting. But basically all it really is it's her standing there, sometimes sitting in a bed, and like her arms are moving and she's talking. That's really what it is. It's literally just a virtual anime girl who's a real person on the other end.
That's really weird.
That responds to you. In a way, it's kind of cool. Also, if you want to know what this is, it's called Project Melody, but it's spelled Projekt Melody, and within a day, it was like the most popular thing in like the anime world, to the point that like weebs are losing their crap over it. It's ridiculous. Man, it feels so weird to not swear.
Right?
It feels weird to like be PG-13.
So this has made me really uncomfortable.
Do you want to see a video of it?
Not really.
Oh, you don't?
Not really,
Yeah,
no.
this is my work computer. I don't want to look this up.
Yeah, that's a good idea. No, don't look that up. But this has been a quick episode.
But when
Do you want to have more?
well, I want to continue talking about this
Why?
because seeing you cringe is kind of funny. I've never seen you so uncomfortable with the topic.
I don't like this.
Like we've talked about a lot of very uncomfortable things, and this is the
There's
one.
it's
one is
moments like
weird
these
to
where my
break.
Catholic upbringing kind of shines through a little bit.
Yeah, I'm sorry.
It makes me uncomfortable.
I'm so sorry. Do you want me to stop?
I mean, unless something you have is really funny.
Let me keep reading here. I mean, not really.
It just sounds sad to me, really. Like,
I mean, it is. It is very sad.
like
Because
yeah.
the problem is, it's
because I'm not so much
When
thinking
people-
about her or like who is portraying, who's
Well, you don't
moving
see
her.
her.
It's the people that are watching.
well,
It's
that's
like, I
what,
just feel bad.
That's the part that made me think, is because it really is like 15 minutes of really what for me was really awkward stuff to like sit through, and you're like, this is weird. And it's only like 15 minutes of that. And then it's like an hour break of her just talking to you. And I've never seen live cam girl stuff. I've
Yeah.
never done watched that. I've never done that. I've never watched that. So I always just assumed it wasn't that. It was the 15 minutes and then it's over. But like,
and I think it might be a symptom of a lot of what happened. It's like you get these YouTube personalities like a PewDiePie or like the Achievement Hunter or something like that.
Yeah.
Where people watch their stuff religiously and feel like they have a relationship with these people. And this is just more cranking that up where because you're on the other side of the screen from someone and they seem like they're talking to you, our lizard brains think that we're talking to someone and we're having whereas they don't know you from Adam.
I think like what's really also kind of sad, because we live in a world where social media is such a like it's we had actually, I think we said it in this podcast, like about the fact that you're texting, you don't like to text, and it's all a big joke. In all seriousness, I don't care if you don't text very often, as long as you answer my question if I have one. That's all that matters.
And I'll admit, I was getting bad about even answering questions.
Well, yeah.
I feel like I've improved on that.
Yeah, you have.
But I'm just not.
But texting, like,
because I used to be very much like I was the person that would respond to texts immediately. I would keep them going on forever. Conversations. I was huge on Facebook
but then
and Twitter.
you run out of conversations.
I know.
And like that's like me and my girlfriend, I think the reason that I'm not experiencing what I've experienced with other girls that I've dated, and I'm not getting burnt out or bored or not wanting to be around them as much anymore, I think the only reason is because I have texted my girlfriend 3 times today. What do we want for dinner tomorrow? What am I doing? How's your day going? It's just like a quick like, how's your day going? I'm not going to see you tonight. How's your day going?
Yeah.
Stuff like that. And also she asked updates about my family. Like how's your grandfather, how's your grandmother doing? It's stuff like that makes it feel better to be with them, because I know when I'm going to be with them, I'm not going to just be staring at my phone or a TV, not talking to them. And we live in such a weird, like, people find it weird that I've never dropped and broken a phone. But I realized the reason is because I'm never picking my phone up and walking down the street with it. It's always in my pocket or listening to music, but it's in my pocket where I can't grab it. So I don't.
This whole connected world, social media, stuff like that, like it's
so weird though. It's a connected world, but we're so not connected.
Yeah,
because we don't want to show them.
It's funny you say it that way because there's a Disturbed, one of their new songs on their album is called that. It's called Another Time, and it's him saying that. It's like, what is it? I forget exactly what the line is, but it's basically that is like, for how connected we are,
we're not.
Nobody connects.
Well, that's what it is, because one, everyone's afraid to go out and do something. Second, because we're all worried about how we look. And look, body shaming, stuff like that. I have a personal opinion on why, like, when you see a guy or a girl on a magazine and people get angry, like, that's an unrealistic body type. Yeah, that's why they're on that cover and you're not. That's the But that's because they did things to get that unrealistic body type.
When that stops making money, they'll stop doing it.
Exactly. And we live in this world because on Facebook, how often do you see people post the real life, their real negative stuff that's going on?
Never.
It's always positive stuff because you want people to think your life
well,
is
there's
better.
that whole cliched line of when you look at people's Facebook, you're comparing your whole life to their highlight reel.
Yeah. And that's what it is. Like, you're looking at the best stuff that they're doing because that's all they want you to see.
Yep.
And like, it's hard, like when you see your friends go on big trips all the time, and you see your friends have these getting married, have these houses, and you don't have that. But you don't realize is that's only for like 5 seconds of their day. But on the other, there's 23 more hours left in the day.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Like, dude, when I stopped using like Facebook and social media and stuff like that and stopped texting as much, there was a huge improvement in my feeling of self-worth and like my general attitude. Like, I was a depressed little boy back in the day because everyone was always looking for the next dopamine hit of getting likes on their pictures.
Yeah.
And it's like, when you chain yourself to that.
That's what I do. I do not have Facebook on my phone right now. I don't have the app. I haven't had the app for 2 years on my phone.
Yeah, I don't need it. I only have it for this.
Yeah, and if I need to get on Facebook, I go on the web page, and that's what I check out Pop Culture Unboxing, and then I'm gone.
Yep.
Like, I don't look at it because the truth is, what other people that I'm friends with on Facebook are doing is none of my business. I don't care because if you're going on a trip, cool, awesome. I'm gonna stay here, do things I want to do. It doesn't affect me. I'm happy you're doing, like, I'm not saying I don't like it. I'm happy you're doing it.
Yeah.
But it has no reason for me to see it. I have no reason to see it.
There would be one article or something about some movie or something someone would share. I'd read it. But like, for the most part, it's like, cool. You went with your kid to the pumpkin patch. Mm-hmm. I don't care.
I mean, that's awesome. I'm glad you did it. It's nice that you do things with your child.
But even that attitude you have, I just don't care. I'm like, your life isn't affecting mine.
Exactly. Yeah. Like, I don't care enough to
I haven't seen you in 5 years.
I would rather spend my time. In fact, I'm noticing this is what's happening as I'm getting older. I'm reading more articles online. I've stopped going to like a lot of subreddits that are just like memes a lot. I do go to them, but most of the time I'm going to like, there's a subreddit like Today I Learned, which is a really fun one. I follow the main science one, and like sometimes I go on the news, and that's how I find all these stuff to talk about on our podcast. Is I just find articles that are interesting and I read them. Back 2 years ago, I didn't do that at all. I would be like, I'm not going to read this article. I don't have time for that. But I don't do that anymore because I have all the time in the world, and I want to spend it the way I want to spend it with what I want to do, whether that's doing nothing or maybe it's doing something.
Yep.
I'm not going to waste all the time scrolling through Facebook just to see what my ex-girlfriend from 4 years ago is doing.
I'm not beholden to this little box of light.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, plus, I completely agree with the idea that this social media stuff is making us dumber. Yeah. I completely agree.
But to be fair, our generation is like abandoning it. Facebook is more and more just old people.
Yeah, but that's because we're figuring it out.
Yeah.
Like, our generation's really figuring out. Like, wait a minute, this is
data and everything like that. Like,
we're hurting ourselves with this.
Yeah, and I'm still wondering if Facebook and Google find my data so useful, where's the cut? Where's my cut? Like, if they're making so much money from it, can I get some of that?
Why don't I get anything?
Yeah,
and that's where like this Project Melody stuff comes back to. Is just like, we are so disconnected and we don't want to be with other people. It's easier to go click on one of those adult websites or go to this Chatterbait website and just watch a real life girl or a real life guy basically demean themselves in a way for my entertainment, for my pleasure. But a lot of them, sometimes
They're just looking for a human
as
connection.
this girl, they're just talking to you. This is an anime girl who's not real. It's someone on the other end who you can't see their face. You don't know what they look like.
And that's what makes me, it makes me sad. It's just that these are a bunch of people just looking for some connection.
Yeah, and they're willing to find it in a character that's not real. You know, it's so.
And arguably, anything you find on the internet is characters that aren't real.
Yeah.
Like, most of those personalities you watch, they're not this...
You mean like YouTube personalities?
Most of them, yeah. They're not just this hyper, like, constantly saying funny stuff people.
Well, even like YouTubers like Cowchop, who I always thought it was just themselves. They even admit, they're like, they're not really us. Those characters are us, but they're just like very highly dramatized versions of ourselves.
It's easy to do. You know it. Whenever a camera turns on...
We do it right now.
Yeah, but like, especially when a camera turns on, I crank it up to 11.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I broke a couch. I wouldn't do that normally.
Yeah. I mean, that's the thing. Like, we do that now on this podcast. Neither one of us are really as like, I mean, we are pretty much the same. It's just we don't get as excited and stupid over things. Like, we don't laugh.
I think I tend to.
Like, when we talk about the cursed Arrested Development, like, we died laughing.
Yeah.
But when I talked about it today, we just giggled. It was like,
actually, that's true. Yeah,
but that's what I mean, because we have a mic and we're trying to make ourselves entertaining and be the people, the characters that we think the guys and girls that are listening, the people that are listening want to hear. Yeah. And if they don't, it'd be really nice if they would tell us that. But let's just listen and ignore.
But it's just something that everyone does. Like if someone doesn't have any experience, because I've experienced doing improv, I've experienced doing acting on stage.
Yeah,
I've done this podcast. I've done other podcasts before. There's something, and I've done live streaming. I've been on other people's streams. There's something different about being on camera, on mic.
Also, happy 1 year, by the way.
Is it?
Yeah. Well, yeah. A couple days ago.
Nice. Happy 1 year anniversary to Pop Culture Unboxing.
We've been recording
1 year, 20 episodes.
Yep. Well, we
had a huge hiatus.
We had a huge hiatus because we had rebranded from Red Steak Sauce to this, and we were like, I don't know what we want to talk about. I don't know what we are.
Well, we had a hiatus after that. We recorded 6 or 7 episodes of this, and then didn't record anything
it wasn't
from like July.
Right. Because it didn't feel right.
Yeah.
Nothing felt right.
We rallied, and now
unbelievably, everything feels a little bit different now. I feel better and different about our podcast.
I think we have better focus.
Well, yeah, because we're no longer like trying to hold ourselves to a standard that we're not. Like, we're not up there as popular. We're not like popular people who have to get out this. We're just experimenting and learning about ourselves and learning how we do this. Yeah. And so far, I think we're a little bit, in my opinion, I think we do something that no other podcast does. Where most podcasts are very structured, we're not, and somehow we still talk about the subjects. Yeah. Now, whether we stay in the time frame we say we're going to be in, that's not always true, but I think it makes it more entertaining.
But there are arguments that if you don't stay in the structure, you can lose people.
Yeah, I mean, because
that's our issue. Is we see our downloads, but those downloads are how many people press download. There's no stats on retention.
Yeah. Well, the thing is, like, I go at it with the way that a comedian looks at it. Like, comedians look at their sets when they do Netflix specials is an hour and a half. That's your limit, because that in studies show is how far someone's willing to pay attention to you. Yeah. You know what I mean?
But podcasts are even less. Like, it's a commute. If it's more than 35, 40 minutes, most people aren't going to tune in. Yeah. So, and that's why because we're probably over that at this point.
Yeah, we're at 48 minutes. It's time to end this.
We had a heck of a tangent there at the end. Yeah. And it's interesting to talk about that stuff.
That's what we do.
You'll probably hear more about it in pre-shows and stuff like that.
Yep.
Which aren't a thing yet, but they will be someday. Don't worry.
Zach will be back. Zach Attack will be back. We'll hopefully next episode.
We'll make some reference to him being the... we brought in an expert on
terrible employee who doesn't get paid.
Today we brought in our expert on being sick.
Yeah.
Introduce yourself.
How you feeling, Zach?
Remarkable insight. Anyway, I've been Matt.
I've been Ryan.
Make sure to check us out at www.popcultureunboxing.com. You can find us on Twitter, Facebook, Instagram at Pop Culture Unboxing.
And you can find us at our normal Instagram stuff. Everything mine is Red Steak Ryan, and yours is VO Matt. Nope. Matt Ross VO.
Matt Ross VO. Mm-hmm. And be sure to tell your friends about us. Leave us reviews on iTunes. Those help us a lot.
Pass the news, baby.
The word of mouth is what really helps our show.
If you want more porn, wait.
Hold on.
Bye.